is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Pokemon Legends ZA video. Alright, so let's talk about it. So, we all know that Pokemon Legends ZA is a Legends game. So, we know that more than likely you're going to have a different set of starters than what you usually get in that region. We know in Legends Arceus, they gave you Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Popplio. You know what I'm saying? So more than likely, they're going to do the same thing here. Now, there's a couple of parameters that we got to get into because this is Generation 6. The time period is a little different. You know, we don't know if they're going to do Megas. Well, we know they're going to do Megas, but are they also going to do, like, regional forms? Like, there's a lot to it. So we're going to talk about all that. So, of course, if you want to continue getting videos like this from me, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, do all that good stuff that YouTube requires you to do. You continue getting videos from me. Follow me at twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet, and I will shout you out, you know, at this portion of the video. Now, my Twitter account is shadow banned because I replied to a post, and they were like, "Oh, that's out of character for you. We're gonna shadow ban your Twitter account because you get unusual activity." Like, I know I'm antisocial, but I'm not that daggone antisocial. But okay, though, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so what are they going to do about this starter situation? Okay, alright, so it's a little bit complicated, mainly because it is Gen 6. So if you don't remember, in X and Y, you got to choose between one of two sets of starters. Alright, so you got to choose a Gen 6 starter, and then you also got to choose a Gen 1 starter that had a Mega. I think they're going to do something similar to that again. Now, the other complicating factor is it's a Legends game, and it also, you know, could have regional forms. So there's a possibility that one starter gets a regional and the other gets a Mega. Now that would be cool. All right, that would be pretty cool. Is it going to happen? We don't know. I don't know if they're going to do regionals and Megas, or maybe they'll do like they did in Scarlet and Violet, where they gave us, you know, a couple regionals and then they gave us the paradoxes. It could be something like that. But I'm going to go off and say that they're going to give us both. All right. And again, this is speculative. So, you know, I think the second starters you get are probably going to be the ones that get Megas. And I think they're going to be an entire set. All right. And I think the possibility of what they're going to do is they're going to either give you the Gen 9 starters because, I mean, Paldea is right next door. So they could just give you the Gen 9s with Megas, which would be pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I think Scarlet and Violet, you know, they did enough to deserve that. Now, it's a small chance it'll happen, but it's possible. The other possibility are the Gen 6 starters themselves. Mainly because Gen 6 is the only generation where their starters can't take advantage of the gimmick. Alright, Gen 7 Mons can use Z moves. I think this Gen 7 starters might actually have signature Z moves. All of the Gen 8 starters have Gigantamax forms, and all Pokemon can Terra. So, I mean, it's kind of crazy that the starters of Kalos can't use Megas. So this will be a perfect time for them to rectify that here. The only problem is, how can you explain that they can use Megas, you know, in this time period, but they can't in the future? You know, I don't know. That means that they could possibly go with just one set of starters, which is a possibility. So now if they do one set, then your main set of starters are going to be one of these three Pokemon. Now we can kind of boil this down real quick. So we can, if they do one set of starters, you can eliminate the Gen 1 starters and the Gen 3 starters because they both have Megas, right? All right, you know, because if they're doing one set, then that one set's going to have Megas, and they're probably not going to do regionals. So you can't give an extra Mega. That's kind of only Charizard and Mewtwo get 2 Megas. Okay. All right. So we can eliminate Gen 1 and Gen 3. We can also eliminate Gen 6 because this is a Legends game. So they're going to want to use different starters in that case. You can also eliminate Gen 9 because, I mean, if they're only doing one set of starters, then they're not going to do the same starters that they just did. You can eliminate the Legends Arceus starters because they were in the last Legends game. So that boils it down to Litten, Poplio, the Gen 4 starters, Snivy, Tepig, Scorbunny, and Grookey, Chikorita, and Totodile. All right, so that boils it down to them. So, now a lot of people have been saying that Piplup is in because of Empoleon, and, you know, Napoleon is literally in his name. It's a French region. But look. Peep game, okay? There was a game called Legends Arceus that had an ancient Japanese aesthetic. All right, you know what I'm saying? It was based in the old school Japan style region, old school Japanese clothing, old school Japanese references in the Pokemon, in everything but one. And that was the Pokemon that had Ninja in his name. Greninja did not get into Legends Arceus, even though he is literally a ninja. He got into Smash, but he couldn't get into the ancient Pokemon game, okay? So, we all know that, you know what I'm saying, there's a chance that, you know, something could be reasonable, all right, and logical, and then Game Freak's like, don't want to do it. So there's a chance that, no, we're not going to get the Napoleon Pokemon in the French region. Possibility, all right? That is a huge possibility. So I'm gonna put like a line under him. It's a possibility for Piplup. Same thing goes for Snivy, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, Superior is supposed to be like Imperial, and it's got this regal thing going. Yeah, same story with Piplup. I'm gonna put a line under him too. He's an option, you know what I'm saying? The same thing goes for Scorbunny. A lot of people are like, oh, well, soccer is big, but it's big in France. Because I remember that Ubisoft gave all their employees the day off when they won the World Cup. But, I mean, soccer is a very English thing. And we all know that the French and the English have, like, generational beef. So, I don't think they would go that route either. So, I'm going to... He's kind of an option, too. But I really think that Litten has a shot. I could definitely see them wanting to rework Incineroar because, you know, they just like to buff up broken Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? So I can see them doing something like that. Not to mention, there's also a kind of a reference there because Incineroar is a wrestler, and one of the most famous wrestlers of all time, Andre the Giant, is French. So maybe they could do that. You know, that's a possibility. You know, while I was editing this, I just thought about the fact that, you know, Incineroar is a fire dark type Pokemon, and it's crazy that we had so many issues with Game Freak making fire fighting types, and in one time where you have a fire Pokemon who is a wrestler, you know, somebody who fights for a living, and he's not a fighting type. Now is the time Game Freak can fix this. Okay, they can actually make a mega or regional or something that would make him fire fighting the way he was supposed to be. Alright, rant over. Another possibility is Sobble. So Sobble is one, you know what I'm saying, because again, you know, Sobble is water type, but also I can see them kind of doing like a Grenadier thing with him. Like, I can see them doing something like that with him, because you see like the little headpiece he has, I can see him being like a Grenadier. Alright, and the Grenadier Cheval de Grand Imperial was like the grenade unit, the mounted units for Napoleon. So I can see them doing a reference like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, they could also do this with Greninja. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's right there, you know, but, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Swabble, I'm going for my water pick. And as far as grass, I'm thinking Chikorita. Chikorita's a possibility. Now, what could they do with Chikorita? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. But, I mean, if they wanted to give Pokemon a second chance, I think Chikorita will probably be the one. All right, because, I mean, Meganium, even though I like Meganium, but I like most grass Pokemon, so it is what it is. But a lot of people think Meganium is one of the worst starter Evos, you know what I'm saying, out of the bunch. And so I can see them wanting to give Meganium like a redo. Kind of like they did with Samurai. Because Samurai was also kind of booty butt cheeks. All right, like he was okay, but he was never like great. And now the new Samurai is better. So I can see them doing something like that with Meganium. So my picks are Chikorita, Sobble, and Litten. All right, and my second round picks would be Piplup, Snivy, and Scorbunny. Those are my picks. And then of course, if they decide to give you 2 starters, then I say they're probably going to give you the Gen 6 starters as well. That way, you know, you get one of these and one of these, one as a regional and one as a mega. If they don't do that, then you're just going to get one of these. All right, so that's about it for this video. This video was way more complicated to make than I ever thought it would be. Because just putting in all those variables, I was like, wow, this is harder than I thought it would be. So that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.